means I am entitled to be bored or to be boring. Now you don't do that, and then you get PK speak fast, you get Mr. Lucas speak fast, and then you get Cynthia speak, and I come last. Which means, if you guys sleep, it's her fault, not mine. So it's really good being seeing you. Now I realize we're running a bit late, so my job is try to, the good thing is when you know you're an accountant and you're boring, you try to do your job as fast as you can. So I'm praying that your job is to listen. Please don't finish doing your job before I finish mine, so that we can all be together. They asked me to talk about financial planning, and I'll just talk about a personal experience. Back between 1980s and 2001, one of the largest companies in the world was General Electric, based in the US. And the CEO of that time was a man called Jack Welch. And GE owned a number of companies, including NBC, which is a TV station in the US, aircraft manufacturing. So one day, NBC put together a panel of the top 10 CEOs of the US on a panel, and everybody is eager, waiting to hear. They only had to answer one question: what has made you so successful? And people are listening. And it came to Jack Welch's turn, and they said, what has made you so successful? And he kept quiet, and he says, well, you know what? 95% luck. And 5% preparation. And everybody was just shocked. Your success is 95% being lucky and 5% being prepared. Then he said something which was really amazing. He said, but I also found out something in life. The more I prepare, the more I get lucky. And that is the truth. That the more you plan, the more you get prepared, the more you see the opportunities as they come. So they asked me about financial planning, and I'm going to talk about specifically, not so much about the plan, because many of us have plans, many of us dream big ideas. Our biggest problem in this country is not about plans. Uganda has amazing plans. I hear Rwanda just comes and picks them off and goes and does them. Yes. Our biggest problem is execution. We don't know how to execute. We are so scared. You know, the definition of a leader to me is just a simple thing. And I came to that description about 2 years ago. On my own, because I go through a number of things. Many of you have staff, you are sending them to what we baptize leadership courses, when really they are management courses. Remember, a manager knows how to do stuff. The leader thinks of the stuff to be done. Now, many of us have mixed the two of them. Not every manager is a good leader, and not a very good leader is a good manager. And I hope for you who is driving your business as CEO, you're actually a leader. Now, what does a leader do? What does he do? A leader has the ability to see 5, 6, 7 years ahead of time. I think Cynthia talked about what's the trend, what's happening, what's changing, where the customers going. You can look at that and say, you know what, that is where the world is going to be, and you connect the dots and you connect the dots. Then you come back and persuade the rest of us to follow you. That, you know what, that 5 years, I have no idea what to, I don't have all the answers, but guys, follow me. And they trust and follow you. So the ability to see far, the ability to persuade others to bring them along. But the last quality is the one in Uganda we miss. The simple one that starts to see the courage to take that first step. So in Uganda we don't. Everybody is waiting. And they say, we'll sort it out. We like that in Uganda a lot. We'll sort it out. Somebody says we're going to hit, okay, well, how are we going to do it? No, we'll sort it out. Because he's thinking somebody's going to come and do it for him. And it's a problem. And yet, that's what we need in this country as a leader. So when you come to financial planning, it's exactly that. The ability to see far. This is where our customers are going to be. This is where the trend is going to be. I know my customers. This is what it's going to look like. They will want this. So that you position yourself begin providing that. So my first thing in business, in financial, have a bit of an understanding of your customer. In business, cash is king. You always say, I heard that. Cash is king. You don't spend sales, you don't spend receivables, you spend cash. Cash is a factor of three things: the price you charge, the volumes you sell, the ability to turn those sales into cash. And I'll give you an example, and managing your costs. So we'll just talk about those things. Let me start with the easiest one, costs. The biggest problem in Uganda, you can't even cost-out businesses. You have a business you're running today, and sometimes you do not know how much it's been costing you. I just finished building in the village, so I went, my cousin is a builder, so I said, okay, how much is it going to cost us? So he counts 18 million shillings. In my mind, 18 million shillings. So I said, give me 3 months, I will save 18 million shillings and bring it. And sure enough, I saved 18 million shillings, I hand it over to him. And he builds fast. Then he calls me, you know what? I'm stuck. I say, what do you mean you're stuck? We reached the ring beam. So now I need money for the roof, for us. He didn't pay for the labor yet. And I said, what happened? He says, no, you know, in Uganda we don't tell you the full cost, because if we do, you'll be too scared to start. So I give you a loan number, you are stuck, you look for more money to finish. But you can't run your business that way. You have to know your full cost. And many people start a business and they cannot count the full cost of doing that business. The problem is, because your pricing has to be based on the ability to cover your costs. So if you do not know your costing, your pricing, you're guessing. Either you'll overprice and drive out customers, or you'll underprice and not cover your full costs. Now, in finance, there is a concept many of you may not even have heard about it, and I think Mr. Luca knows. In finance, this is how we compute profits. We take our revenues, all the money we generated, we deduct our costs, what remains is our profit. Are we get that? But that's a really deceiving number. In finance, there's something called economic profit. You say, you know, this business, I put into it 10 million shillings. That 10 million shillings you put in doesn't show up in any of these numbers. The question is, if you didn't put 10 million shillings in your business, where could you have put it? Without doing anything, I could have bought a Uganda government treasury bond, which pays today, say 12% or 13%. So the cost of me giving up putting 10 million shillings in a treasury bond is 10 million times 12%, which is 1.2 million shillings per year. So economic profit says, once my business has generated income and I take away my costs, the other thing that I need to make sure I put in is my economic. That's what I gave up. Because without doing anything, I would have earned at least 1.2. The number that I end up with, if it's less than 1.2, I'm losing profits in the business. Even if you think you are profitable, give yourself 5 years and you'll be out of business. As a simple way of looking at how profitability is computed. So you begin to look at that and see. So now I turn around to the other side, which is basically dealing with revenues. We all know the reason why you want to know your customer. Many of you do business with the government. You also know that this government paying you within 3 months after finishing your business with them is a miracle. You can wait for 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 3 years. You know that. You end up got a contract with the government and then you borrowed money. And the banks want their money every month. Now, if you knew your customer better, why the heck would you take that project? So you have a name who worked for us, didn't like us, because the satisfaction rate was also 49%. Now, think about it. They don't like us, so when you came, they treated you exactly badly. So we set up an agenda, said, okay, now, what do we need to do with NSF, this NSF? And it was very interesting. We started doing little things that, if you think through it, was actually quite revolutionary. Richard, my MD, is quite a character. He is, if you meet Richard, you'll be amazed. We're doing a certain launch of innovation. You know how many of you know this song called Mawere? Not the one that you fall down, eh? Mawere. Richard is on top there, and in the face of TV, he's falling down with all of us. So that was just different. So we began to set up and came up with a strategy. It was a 3-year strategy, fixed it in 2015, and we came up with 4 strategic objectives. They are so simple, even the driver knows it. We said, okay, by year 2025, so a 10-year plan, by the year 2025, we want our customers. Remember, we want to move the dial from 49%. We put our target 95%. We want your members to be so happy with us, you will be satisfied with 95% of the salary you're getting. A high number. But to do that, there are 3 things we knew we needed to do. To make you as a member be that satisfied, there are 3 things we need to do. 1, the people you serve you, the staff, we need to make sure that their satisfaction rate matches exactly what we expect of you. So we put our satisfaction rate for staff at 95. Now you think about customer 95, staff 95. Then people used to come and claim their benefits. They used to tell us, NSF, you guys don't pay. We say, no, we actually pay. Oh, no, the problem is you wait until we die, then you pay. Which is a lie. Oh, you took too long. The last one was quite right. We used to take 36 working days to pay. So I said, but why? If you go to Stanchart today, and you put money on your account now, and you walk outside and come to the ATM machine, within 5 minutes, you'll get your money. And that became our benchmark. So listen, you've been saving with NSF for 30 years. We know the day you're going to turn 55. Why the heck is it taking us 36 days to pay? So we set our target of 1 day. So that meant that all the strategic decisions we need to make, from the system we're going to buy, the training we need, has to be geared towards delivering that 1 day turnaround to you, the member. And to inform whatever we're going to buy, the process we need to take in terms of that. And then we say, you know what, we're 1.7 trillion shillings, want to be 20 trillion shilling fund in 2025. When we announced that in 2015, this is what happened. The audit department and the risk department, you know those two they don't see, they're very pessimistic. They went and told the board that no, Patrick is crazy. There is no way you will hit 20 trillion shillings in 2025. The board says, what do you think they will hit? So they went around the numbers, the projection, they came back. The most they will be is 11.3 trillion shillings in 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, we are 12.5 trillion shillings 5 years later. We still have 5 years to go. The most interesting thing is I met the chairman of the board 3 weeks ago and I said, do you think we are going to hit 20 trillion shillings in 2025? He says, we'll even hit it earlier. So now he's a believer. So those became our strategic objectives. 95, 1, 20. Every driver knows that our 10-year strategic plan are those 4 targets. 95 customer satisfaction, 95 staff satisfaction, 1 day processing time, and 20 trillion shillings. 95, 1, 20. Easy. And everybody's effort works towards that. Now think about this. NSF has 500 members. When 500 members are pointed in the same direction, even a 1% increment in effort translates in a 500% result. Now we know some people move very fast. We know some are moving more slowly. We know some have even stood still. They don't want to change. They've stood still. They're not going anywhere. But we've said you're not going, but you're facing the right direction. So when you fall back forward, not backwards. And that has been so. When you are managing your people, the things, when you make the strategy so clear for them, it helps them. The integrities that you hear about in NSF today, integrity is business as usual. The services are free. And you don't pay for them as a member, and we make sure that our staff understand that. So they take now pleasure in serving you. To the extent that some of the things we're doing now, we don't even enforce Remember this, it's many of you who say with us, we are sending you SMSs every 15, 16 telling you that we receive your money, please credit. There's a reason why we did that. One, people did not believe that the money in SF was theirs. They thought it was like URA. But when you see an SMS message like that 5 times in a row, you begin to believe it's your money. The next time you don't see it, guess what you do? You go to the employer and say, hey, excuse me, did you send money to NSSF? And because members began pushing the employers, our collection went up from 20 billion shillings a month. Now it's 105 billion shillings a month without taking anybody to join. Where now even the members feel they're joining to it and they need to do it. And those things have actually helped the fund. And I'll tell you the last thing that we saw. So we began doing a lot of things. By then the SMSs caused a bit of a problem. But we found out that some of the men used to tell their wives, you know, honey, may I make 1 million shillings? 1 million shillings, how much you go to your account on SF? Times 5-year contribution and 10%, so you should go, there should be 150,000 shillings going to your account. Then the woman runs into the phone and finds out, hey, excuse me, here I can see a credit of 2 million shillings. What happened? Now the guy says, oh no, you know, there was a bonus, I got a bonus, but you didn't share with me. The problem is the next month is another 2 million shillings. Now you've run out of excuses. So some of the men came and said, please, delete the SMSs, don't send it to us. Because it's causing a lot of problems for us. But that's not that came out there. Finally, as innovation, and this is critical, yes, our economy is growing. And let me tell you something we're doing. Our economy is growing, but it's not growing fast enough. So from our perspective, if there are no new jobs being created or no new business, because what's happening is because of automation, people are actually losing their jobs or jobs are stagnating. And that phenomenon is not going to stop. So we are most likely going to have less and less people coming into the workforce, which means however good we are today, if we don't do something about it, in 10 years' time, we die. Think of your business. I don't want your supply. If there are not people working, or fewer people working, who's going to buy your product in 10 years' time, unless you do something now? So we realized it was going to be a problem for us. So this is what we are doing as a fund. We say, the problem in Uganda, in the ecosystem in Uganda today, they tell us Ugandans are entrepreneurial. And this is an opportunity for you who are listening. We're entrepreneurial. Actually, we are not, we're just copycats. You buy a border, your neighbor buys a border. It has no idea how you came to figure out it's a border. Buy a border. So, but we call ourselves entrepreneurs. But there are many people who are coming with it. 600,000 on the streets of Kampala today with jobs. And even the MTNs are shrinking. Stanchart is shrinking because they're automating. And unless we do something to create jobs, there's going to be a problem in this country. So we say as an answer, a very slight thing. But we use the model used by a company in the US called Y Combinator. Y Combinator did something amazing. They take ideas, incubate them, put $25,000 in them, work through them, and 6 months later, that idea is ready for an investor to put it to money. And they do that over and over again. 12 years they started, they've done 2,800 ideas. And some of the products that have come out of there, you guys are using them every day. And many of you know. One is, you mentioned it, Instagram came through that, Dropbox came through that, Uber came through that, Airbnb came through that. Because somebody was willing to risk an idea. So we convinced our board. He said, listen, we want to do this experiment in Uganda. Give us a budget of $250,000. Our idea was to fund 10 ideas. So let's fund 10 ideas. So we work with the incubation center to see, could they identify startups, ideas that are working. Some people have passion for whatever they want to do. The first week we rolled it up, which was actually in August, we got 105 ideas. Shortlisted them, took them a process. We just funded 6 of those ideas end of December. Now this is our risk appetite. We do know that businesses are tough, and this is our risk appetite as a fund. Out of each 10 ideas we put $20,000 in, we expect 9 to fail. But that one that makes it becomes a Dropbox, an instant. Now if we do that, year in, year out, and we fund 50 ideas, and 90 fail. That's 5 drop boxes, 5 MTNs we're creating. Over a period of 10 years, we just created 50 MTNs, and we solved the employment problem in this country. And we're trying to do that and working through. The most amazing thing is, before we even came out of a pilot, we had an amazing, there's an international company that came, looked and said, oh, we like what you're doing. We said, yeah. Said, no, the problem is $2,000, that's too little for us, we can't do that. Increase it to $1 million for each of the next 5 years, and we'll match it. So right now, there's an application, I'm hoping they come through, which means next year, we could have $2 million that we can apply $20,000, $30,000 to each idea, which is 100 ideas a year. 90 fail, but 10 go through. And the fund that you Ugandans own could be creating 10 MTNs, year in, year out, for the next 10 years. And that is what's helping us. So if you have an idea and you have a startup and you want to do it, please, Yvonne has a contact number. We work through insurance centers. The reason why we're putting $20,000 is because we don't leave you alone. After the end of $20,000, we are lining up investors who you then pitch to. Because now those can put $100,000 in, $20,000 in, and you continue until you grow up as a business to take forward as you want to be in that case. God bless you all. Thank you very much.